Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's not going to be a super long one here. We're going to do a round 11 recap. I think there's a lot more merit in pumping out the videos after Team List Tuesday, so videos tomorrow night and onwards. There'll be a lot of Origin implications in those team lists. Only 5 games, but there should be some super exciting stuff. We're going to have some cash out options that we weren't expecting, and yeah, just a lot can happen after Tuesday. So don't want to pump out too many without the benefit of hindsight yet, because I just think it's going to clear a lot of things up after tomorrow. I'll talk about the biggest winners and losers from Origin and what that looks like in their current NRL teams that are playing. Yeah, that's about it. I've got some general advice heading into the round before Tuesday, but yeah, a lot of stuff will be cleared up after then. Apologies for no video yesterday. Had my baby shower yesterday, which went well. So yeah, just didn't have time for a video, obviously, but we're back on it today. So yeah, hope everyone had a decent round. Pass score was 954 with median 953, so very similar there. Yeah, it was a really down round. Obviously, the first 2 games on Friday were terrible for fantasy options. Then we had Dylan Egan get a 0. But the real carnage was in the injuries, not the scores. So as long as you're around that mark, don't stress. It's really about how many injuries you got this round and how your round 12 team's looking. So yeah, in a vacuum, I had a really good round by the looks. Obviously, that round ranks probably one of my best for the season, if not the best. So that's really good. Captain May for 109. So finally, by round 11, I finally captained the right option. So stoked with that. When Haas got like 18 or 20 in the last 2 minutes, I was spewing. I was like, oh no, May's going to definitely get like a 40 now. But nope, ate my words, thankfully. And yeah, he pumped out a monster score. So about 50% of people captain him, maybe a little bit higher. What was it in the end? 71.9. So a lot of people changed actually. So 71.9% captain him in the end. So very high, but yeah, I'm happy to be one of them for once. I did use 3 trades to get there. I was targeting this round as a round I would hopefully bump up the ranks, and yeah, it worked out well for me. I think I used 2 trades the round before. But yeah, if you jump in 2,000 ranks when your overall isn't terrible to begin with, then yeah, that's a really positive round. The best news for me, though, is avoided a lot of the injury carnage. Didn't have Nafahu White, Kiraz, players like that. Obviously, I had Dylan Lucas, but almost everyone fantasy relevant managers have him, so not concerned by that in the slightest. Riley Smith and Fletcher Sharp picked up a couple of injuries, but they should be right to play by all accounts. Did lose Toya to Origin. Not too stressed about that. That actually works out well for my team. Because it means I don't have to stress about looping there. And a lot of people are going to be down a player now. So he's still like 50% owned, I think. 44 to 51% owned in the relevant teams. So yeah, I'm actually happy to lose him, weirdly enough, because a lot of other fantasy managers are going to struggle, but me not so much, because I already had cover. I have a 13 ready to go for next round if need be, but I'm going to be bringing a couple in to loop. So yeah, I'm happy to avoid the injury carnage, and Horsburgh missed Origin, which I thought was a chance, but I thought he was like 70-80% chance to make it, but recommended you keep him for this round just in case, and yeah, we got some luck there, which is good. We'll talk about some Origin guys in a sec, but yeah, happy with those ones. Fairly happy with Tallis Duncan. I was in 2 minds, so I was going to play him over Riley Smith, and then last minute decided to play Riley Smith for a 38, so it was kind of a win-win. If Tallis Duncan went poorly, then I've chosen the right play to score. If he went well, then awesome, because he has made amends for last week and he'll make some money. He was on like a 43 with 15 minutes to go, which is really good, and then got sin bin. So yeah, not much you can do there. It doesn't affect me too much since I didn't play him, but I think there's really good signs. I bought him in for round 10. What did he get? A 24, so yeah. I said I wasn't too concerned. It was just the way the game went. Like the Broncos went left all game and he was on the right, looking from the Broncos' perspective. So yeah, he didn't look too involved, but it wasn't really his fault. And yeah, I'll take a 36 with a -7 in with the sin bin and penalty. And then he had like -8 in other negatives. So yeah, a 51 without any negatives, and he played 10 minutes less. He would have played 80 again, which is good. So yeah, actually really happy with how he went. So yeah, I think it was a really positive round for me overall. Yeah, nothing too concerned. Munster with a 76 when he's on the chopping block, so very happy to take that. I think he's less than 10% owned in the relevant teams. So yeah, very happy with that. I'm in a great trade situation. I've got 19 trades heading into the round. A lot of people used 3 in the end last week. They were sort of forced into it with the mid-round injuries. The average trades left are 15.6 in the top 1,000. So yeah, sitting well above average there. So I'm in a really good spot. My rank's starting to climb now, which is good. I've targeted round 12 as well. So I'm hoping that I can boost some ranks here again. I've got some loop options. I'm not sure if Lucas plays or not. I would lean towards no. I think he'll be named and maybe be touch and go. So yeah, I'll get into him soon as well. But yeah, I have a full team. My forwards are all good to go. Halves, I got 2 with Savala. I'm going to loop. I might get Fogarty in for maybe a Munster mid-round. Munster has a low break even, but I'm not too fussed about trading him. I think he's got like a 20 break even or so. This isn't the most accurate on footy statistics, but it hasn't loaded quite yet on Fantasy Pro. So yeah, he'll probably have like a 25 break even, but his price at 49 now, averaging about that for the year. 50.4. So not too concerned with trading him. He's going to play Origin and backing up and stuff. So if Savala scores like a 20, I'm more than happy to bring in a Fogarty and get an extra 30 or so points this round. So yeah, really happy with that. My only trade that I've made so far on paper is Dylan Egan to Herbie Farnworth. Again, everyone has Dylan Egan, so not concerned there. And yeah, I don't have to bring in a centre, but I think I will. I've obviously got Garrick, Kartonga, and Tamale, that I can move up there. So if I want Herbie, I can get him pretty comfortably because I have 300k as well sitting in the bank before any trades. So yeah, he's one I'm considering. Most likely will bring him in, but he plays in the first game, which I don't love for looping options, but obviously you're not going to loop him anyway. But yeah, just in general, I'll get into all my loops during the week after I'm more solidified with my trades. Drinkwater with an 18 last round was really annoying because I could have boosted so many ranks, but I don't have much to complain about during that round. So it is what it is. Hopefully he's better for the long run. Brought in Fletcher Sharp over Herbie this week. Really, really wanted Herbie. I was rambling on about it during my videos, but it just didn't make too much sense for round 12. Like Fletcher Sharp gave me a lot more viability to switch out different options. In the end, I'm probably going to get Herbie as well, but it is what it is. Like I lost 37 points. I'm not going to cry over it. But yeah, so for round 12, I've got Fletcher Sharp, Garrick there, and Iongi and Tamale on the bench. So yeah, I've already got a 13 that I like, 14 with Herbie, and potential for 1 or 2 trades mid-round. I'm more than happy to use 3 trades again. That would mean like a Munster to Fogarty and then Toya to don't know who really. I'm on the fence about trading Haas. I don't think he's a great trade option, but I don't think he backs up round 13. He's carrying a minor calf injury. It was originally reported 1 to 3 weeks with the chance to play Origin. So that Origin's in about 9 days or so. So yeah, he is, by all accounts, he's playing Origin now, just on a lighter training schedule. But the Broncos back up 4 days later, so don't know if he'll play. Considering trading in mid-round based on how my first loop options go. But yeah, it's just one that I'm going to make a decision on mid-round. I'd probably recommend keeping him for now. But yeah, that's about it for my team. We'll get into the injury chaos that everyone's well aware of by now. So yeah, made a video after the Friday night games, and then we've had some random ones since, which is a bit annoying. Dylan Lucas out 1 to 3 weeks, chance to play this week. Nothing's changed there. Nafahu White, he's confirmed with his MCL, so he's 3 weeks out. So unlucky if you brought him in this week or you were holding him for round 12. It's just the way fantasy goes sometimes. Jacob Saifidi, he's got a calf injury. Can't recall how long he's out for, but definitely out this week. I think it's like a 2 to 3 week injury from memory, but yeah, he's not super fantasy relevant anyway. A few people bought him in, but he's only like 4% owned anyway. Dylan Egan, that's unfortunate for him in real life, out for the season with the ACL. Poor bugger. He was having a breakout season, but yeah, everyone's got him. So for fantasy, it's not super important. It is important, but everyone's in the same boat, so you're not losing too much. You're just probably forced into another trade this week. He wasn't playing round 12 anyway. Jake Ukaraz, he's out for 4 to 6 weeks with a random calf injury. He played out the game, so credit to him. He wasn't as involved in the second half. He had like 1 or 2 big runs, but he went missing in the last 20 minutes, and this probably explains it. We weren't sure if he was going to play Origin. I would have loved to know if he was. I thought he was a massive chance. He was like 50-50, but I don't think they went in wanting to play To'o and Lomax, like both just returning from injury. So I think Kiraz was a massive shout, but obviously in terms of fantasy, he's gone skis now and he's definitely a trade out. It would have been nice to see him make the Origin arena, but yeah, poor bloke's out again. He's got a few like niggling injuries throughout his career, and he's a gun player when he's in, but yeah, just can't seem to shake him, unfortunately. Talked about Payne Haas. Yeah, he's got a quad injury, so likely to play Origin still, but otherwise 1 to 3 weeks. And then Fletcher Sharp and Riley Smith, by all accounts, they should still be playing, but they picked up some minor injuries, so one to watch for tomorrow. In terms of fantasy-relevant Origin news, Robert Toya is the big one, playing Origin. Talked about he was maybe a chance with all their injuries, but I thought that was only if Kalen Ponga was going to miss out on fullback. But yeah, then we saw Taulagi and Cobbo go out midweek, and he got the call-up. I thought Purdue might get a call-up over him. Like, he's played 9-10 games or something, and he's been really good, but Purdue's got a bit more pedigree. He's been around a bit longer, offers a bit more versatility. He can move into the halves and stuff like that. So yeah, a bit random, but Billy's put his trust in Rob Toya, and yeah, hopefully he does well. Even though I support New South Wales, it'll be good to see a guy 9 games into his career play awesome in that arena. Bo Fermor, yeah, we were pretty confident he was going to play. He's named on the bench. Caleb Ponga, again, thought he was going to play, but there was always a chance he was going to miss out. Big Maxi King got the call up. They really fucking hate Terrell May, don't they? Like, they had 3 injuries mid-round to New South Wales forwards, and May still doesn't make the cut. I guess you can't really play him after the news that came out during the week. Like, it would be a bit awkward, but I think you just got to suck it up. Like, if he was willing to play, you may as well play him. But yeah, Max King definitely deserves a call up as well. It's just weird that it's at the expense of Terrell May. And then Connor Watson, he was 90% chance going to make it. So you can trade him out now. He misses too many games. Like, any Roosters guys that are playing Origin have a really bad schedule, but they have a great schedule for those that miss it. Obviously playing 12, 15, 18. The big news for the omissions, Corey Horsburgh, he missed out. Crazy. Not sure what they're doing. I think Trent Liero made it on the bench, which is fair enough. Like, he's a great player, but I just don't know if they trust Horsburgh. Like, obviously he's been up and down throughout his career. Last year he was so out of favour, so I wonder if it's similar to Terrell May, like there's a character issue there. Not that he's got many, but like maybe, I don't know. It's not like he has an ego, but yeah, like I don't know, maybe they think he's soft, I don't know. Not my words, just made that up out of the blue. But yeah, Teddy missed Origin, we thought he would. Dylan Edwards obviously made it, which was most likely going to happen, but Tedesco's a pretty decent pickup this week. Terrell May, yeah, stupid Laurie Daly. And yeah, what's his name? Benji Marshall came out and said they didn't even call him, which I don't know. I doubt he's going to bag his own player if they did, so it's probably not that surprising. But yeah, don't know what's going on with the reports. We might find out more midweek, but yeah, I'm assuming he's not going to play this whole year if he didn't make it with all those injuries when he should have been the lock already. So yeah, weird one, but yeah, it is good for fantasy, even though the Tigers only play round 8. And Hamole Olakwatu missed out as well. So yeah, I think he's named in like the 20th man, but so he'll go into camp, but he'll be back for the Manly game. So he's a decent option on the edge. Manly play 12, 15 and 18 as well. So yeah, some notable omissions. Some we expected, some we didn't, but yeah, a lot of fantasy implications there. So hopefully he didn't pick up Max King. I was almost going to bring him in. So yeah, lucky I didn't. Then I've just got some like quick random advice for this week. Just some thoughts I had as I was looking at my team. So there'll be plenty more to come during the week, but this is just off the top of my head what I've written down. So one, if you only have 3 mids playing, like 3 eligible mids that are going to be playing this week, just leave Aaron Clark on your bench. That way, if Riley Smith is out, you'll be able to get Clark Score at hooker and can buy a replacement mid. So yeah, with Riley Smith potential to miss the game, I'm sure he's going to be named. I'm sure he's going to play. But in the unlikely event he doesn't play, if you have Aaron Clark starting in your mids, then he's going to be locked in there, and you will have to bring in a hooker or play with 12. So yeah, I'd just switch in Clark for a Haas there, assuming you're not going to loop or anything. Just have Clark on your bench, and then on the off chance Riley Smith misses misses round 12, then you have a way to get 13 players. So yeah, you can there's so many more options at mid than there are at hooker, so you're not going to be forced into something stupid. So yeah, that's just quick advice there. Number 2, we talked about it briefly. Haas probably doesn't back up in round 13. That's just my opinion. Like, nothing has come out at all to suggest that. But with a quad injury, they're playing on Saturday, so a 4-day backup. I don't know if they risk it. Like, the Broncos haven't been crash hot. They're obviously coming off a loss, but yeah, like, it's too important to risk on a 4-day backup. And if he does play, he probably plays shortened minutes. Although, having said that, if he's right to play, maybe he just plays his normal minutes. But yeah, so I think he's a candidate for a trade option if you have no one else and you need the money. But yeah, ideally you keep him, wait and see what happens. But yeah, there's every chance he picks up another niggle during the game and then he misses 13 and 14. So just one to consider. Watch out for news on that front. But yeah, I would assume he doesn't play in round 13. Number 3, there's a potential that we have 4 trades this week. It's doubtful. Obviously, yeah, we've got 3 locked in. We can make 3 trades this week. Last season, at this point, we had 4 trades. According to the key dates, it says round 13, but all of these are wrong. These are all from last year. So, like, it says round 20 is the major buy round, when obviously that's 19. So you've got to push them all back a week. So hypothetically, this should have been pushed back a week as well. And we have 4 trades this week. I know there's a fantasy page. It's NRL Fantasy Talk without trolls. It's like Adrian Buttery's account. So I know a lot of people aren't fans of that page, but I think it offers good value, personal opinions aside. And yeah, like, he's made a cause, like, he's reached out to FanHub to see what the go is there, and he's trying to get people to rally and support that cause as well. So yeah, we'll see what comes of it. I think it's very unlikely. I don't know if they have the capacity to change that mid-round, and it seems a bit unfair to casual players who might not be checking as frequently. So I'd say we stick with 3, but yeah, based on last season, based on what it probably should be, we should have 4 trades this week. I don't need 4 trades. I have no capacity of using 4 trades, just with players I want to trade out. So I'm hoping we don't, because I think it just benefits other people more. But yeah, it's just something to monitor. I would assume like 90% chance it stays at 3, but yeah, something to watch there as well. So maybe just think about a 4th trade if you were to make one and needing to make one or wanting to target this round. So yeah, something to think about, but do not expect it. If Dylan Lucas plays, I'd loop him if you can. He's got a high re-injury rate. So yeah, just same as Aaron Clark, just leave him on your bench and have someone who's not playing this round, like on a bye, ideally, so then you have the whole time to loop them. And yeah, just don't be committed to his score if you can. Obviously, at 727k in a normal week, you'd play him, but there's every chance and a higher chance than normal that he goes out after like 10, 20 minutes for a shit score. And you don't want to be locked into it if you do have another loop option. So yeah, like, I'd obviously be playing a Herbie Farnworth over him and stuff like that. But even if you have someone who you expect to get a 40, like, I'd probably play Cartonga over him. Obviously, only if you have the capacity to get his score on the bench. But yeah, I'd be looping if you can. That does not mean don't get his score by any means, because he could easily pump out a 70 as well. But yeah, just if you have the capacity to loop, I'd do so, and I will be on my team. Similar to that point, utilize your dual positions as loop options on the bench if you can, because you have the potential to loop 2 positions with mid-round trades. So yeah, obviously his dual position, so that one caters for that as well. But yeah, someone like a Cartonga, I talked about it last week, where my initial trade plans were making sure I could loop him at centre and edge, but that might be out the window now. But yeah, like, I could just move Cartonga to the bench and then have the potential to loop him at centre or edge, depending on mid-round results, because they play second. So if he does shit and like Tamale does well towards the end, or if I want to take Tamale's score, I can loop in, so I can trade in edge and then get like Hamole Olakoatu and get his score at edge, and then not play Cartonga, and then move Tamale into centres. So I add that capacity there. And just stuff like that, like Fletcher Sharp, you could do the same with. If Savala or Riongi score badly, you can choose who you want to loop in. Like, you can bring in a Fogarty or a Tedesco or something like that. So yeah, something to think about. It's a bit hard without visuals. I'll have another video when I go into depth of my team's loop options, because I should have 3 or 4 that I'm using. So I'll explain it more with visuals then. I might take some screenshots and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just something to consider. You definitely have the option to loop players at 2 positions. It does get a little bit complicated unless you understand looping. But yeah, just try to wrap your head around it because it's a really good week to do it. And yeah, similarly to that point again, try to loop as many players and positions as you can, even if you have 13 players. Mid-round trades will be pivotal and low scores could be your path to moving up ranks. So yeah, even if you only have 13 players, you're most likely not using all three trades locked in. So yeah, I just leave some players on the bench like Iongis, Tamales, Savalas, like players that are high risk, high reward, like they have a very low floor but a high ceiling. Just leave them on the bench. Worst case, you don't loop, like you don't want to bring anyone in, and that's fine. Like if I had Drinkwater here and Iongi was my only winger fullback, just leave him there. If he gets a 20, you can consider trading for like a Tedesco or something. And if not, you just take his 20. Like it doesn't actually change anything. Like you don't have to force a trade. You'll still get a score if you want to. But yeah, you just have that option and you're not locked into their scores. So yeah, that's just something I consider. Obviously your bench isn't scoring, but you can still get those points if they're on the bench. You just have to know what you're doing really. And last point, Rob Toy is a hold if you can. Obviously he's playing Origin and they don't have the best buy schedule for non-Origin players. But I think he misses Origin 2 and 3, assuming Taulagi and Cobbo are back. I don't think he was going to make it without them being injured, especially with Ponga named at fullback. So yeah, I'd sell him if he's the only option to get to 13. He will have a break even of around 20 anyway. I think it says 14 here. Yeah. So it's about 20. So he's still got a little bit more money to make. He's priced at 40, so I think he's pretty much peaked. But with the 20 break even, like you do have a bit more flexibility to see how he goes. And yeah, I'd just be keeping him for the Canberra game. Centers always back up pretty much. They don't play until Saturday. Yeah, so 4-day backup for a centre is totally fine. So as long as he doesn't get injured in Origin, he'll be playing around 13. And then you can reassess after that. Like he has a buy in 14, so you could look to move him on there. But I'd probably wait again to see if he plays around 15. And yeah, he might go back down to 500k or something, but you'd rather have a number in round 15 than probably 50k, in my personal opinion, with how easy money is to make. So yeah, that's my advice. Nothing too crazy, just a few things that I'm thinking about. I think, yeah, with looping, I think I'm more advocating for it than a lot of other people are. I just think it's a really good round to do it. And I think if you want to target this round and make heaps of ranks, that's your best path to doing it, because a lot of people are going to get to 13. I'd say most people should have 13, especially in like the top 5,000 and stuff. But to get to that 13 with all these injuries, they're going to be playing like very low floor guys like Iongi, Savalas. So like they're going to be locked into them. And if you can avoid doing that and target some mid-round trades, and you're going to be in a really good spot. I would very much hope I'm in the top 2,000 after this round at a minimum, assuming things go correctly. It's so unpredictable, but yeah, I think I'm going to have a really strong round. I have 8 keepers after one trade that are playing this round, so 8 out of 13 is really good. I'm going to have 2 to 4 players I'm going to be looping. So yeah, I should have a really strong round, and you guys can too, even if you're not in as strong a position already. Yeah, just look to do those mid-round trades. Just keep an eye on the scores. You're going to have plenty of time to do them because there's only like one game a night for the most part. I think there's 2 on Saturday, but yeah. So you're going to have all of the next day's morning to think about options, and yeah, I'd really be doing that. So yeah, I'll have heaps more videos out this week. It's such an important round, but there's something I wanted to think about, or it's something I wanted to jump on here and talk about early. So yeah, we'll see you next time, guys.